As you can see, a lot has changed here since the last vlog, so let's get started. I'm still not ready to do the exterior of the truck, but I was getting tired of my tailgate looking like crap. So I used the aluminum sheets that I pulled out of the ceiling of this truck to fill in the back. At first I thought I'd sort of polish them up like a mirror, but after putting them on up there for a few days, I didn't like the look of that reflective silver, so I painted them white to match the truck. The white paint I had on hand is, of course, a slightly different white than the truck, so I'll probably have to paint over them again, but I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to wait until I'm ready to do the whole exterior and I really have the plan completely figured out. Maybe I'll paint the whole truck. Who knows? I also added 2 more hinges to the tailgate for a little additional safety, and it was a nice day. I had Vance wash the truck. That's what we have kids for, right? About the lens, I had broken the little glass protector screen on my GoPro, and then I ordered a new one. I accidentally turned the camera on when I replaced it, and so I actually have film of that, and here's a very unflattering look at me replacing the lens. This next segment happened a couple months ago. It's not really truck related, but I wanted to include it in this vlog to give my friends a shout out. I've been working with Avid CNC for a few years now. They're a great company, super supportive of my work. And I recently upgraded from my 2-foot by 3-foot benchtop model to a 4-foot by 2-foot floor model Pro Series that will eventually expand. They gave me that machine to use in my shop and to use in my social media work. But I don't see it that way. I see it like it's their machine in my shop and that we're partners in it. So when I got this new machine, it was important to me that we did the right thing with this other smaller machine. I don't want it to collect dust here. I don't want to sell it. I wanted to make sure it got used in the right way to maybe give some other aspiring makers a leg up. We found the perfect place for this machine to go live, and it is only about 100 miles away from me in Massachusetts with the young makers. So, young is their name, but also describes them. Cody and Brody are brothers that are very industrious, and they're very into CNC manufacturing as well as other types of making. They have a social media presence, and their mom and father run a cabinet shop up in Massachusetts. So Deanna, the mom, drove them down to my shop where we packed up this CNC, and Brody sort of took charge, the older brother, to get this machine disassembled and then reassembled at his shop. We thought it would fit into their SUV as it was, but we ended up having to take the Z-axis off just to kind of get it through the hatch. I'll leave links so you can find Brody and Cody and follow them on their journey and see what they are doing with this machine.
The boot shake and the... How do you do it? Both sides? Come on, see your core strength.
As you can see, I got a lot of the interior roughed in. I created these removable wall panels that are insulated behind them, and I've also started building some of the furniture, including this sort of multi-purpose counter storage unit. It's all been skinned in pallet wood, and I will do a proper video in the future showing this whole build process. So for now, here's just a very brief overview of how far I've gotten to date.
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to write another sad song, baby, cause I don't make people happy. They just dwell upon the past, yeah. I don't want to write another love song, baby, cause the words sound so cheap when we talk about the best thing. I don't want to use all these words when so many are so useless. I just wanna be the music. Sometimes I get so wicked stupid that I don't know what to say, so I just keep my mouth shut. And when the silence sounds like apathy, well, a whole new thing drops and it all starts spinning down, 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 down. I don't wanna use all these words when so many are so useless. I just wanna be the music. I'll just set myself to your heartbeat and be the groove in everything you do. Cause I don't wanna use all these words when so many are so useless. I just wanna be the music in you.
this stuff out. I need to put a floor in here, of course. I didn't want to just leave the bare metal. I wanted to put something that was carpeted because I wanted it to sort of absorb sound with the wood walls. I don't want it to be too echoey, but I also don't want to build up a lot of height. I wanted it to be inexpensive, and I wanted it to be eco-friendly, of course. And I found this company, Foss Floors, and they make these carpet tiles. They make them in squares as well as these rectangle patterns from recycled water bottles. So it's fossfloors.com, and they have all sorts of different styles. They sell them at the regular box store too, so you can just get them pretty much anywhere you live. They're very thin, and they're just peel and stick, super easy to install. I just gotta make sure the floor is clean, and they come in some different colors and styles and whatnot. So I'm super excited about that, and I got a couple different colors just to do like a pattern. But the first thing I did when I got them in is I ran this little test, and it worked. I was able to very easily put these in my laser cutter and cut out shapes, so I can actually, I mean, you could do this with a knife too, but since I have a laser cutter, it makes it a lot easier and quicker. So I can actually do patterns inside each individual tile. So I'm very, very excited about that. Thank you very much, Foss Floors, for helping me out with this part of the project. I'm not going to install these yet though, because the carpets are going to be kind of the last thing I put in so they don't get wrecked in the process. But the other thing that's cool about them too is since they are peel and stick tiles instead of a rollout carpet, if one does get wrecked, I can peel it up and replace it. Or maybe cut out a section and make it a happy accident. In the last vlog, I announced this sort of donor wall that I'm creating, and I want to thank everyone so much from the bottom of my heart who has jumped in right away to help me out with this project. I've already started spending the money on some of the materials like the plywood, the insulation, some of the hardware that I've been using on the truck, as well as a new battery so I don't have to jumpstart this thing every morning. I'm also including my corporate sponsors and product donors in the Hive wall. Here are the tiles I've been able to cut so far, and I have a few more already in the queue, so if you don't see your name there, don't worry, I just haven't gotten to it yet. If you want to support the project, go to newperspectivesmusic.com and click on the mobile guitar store link at the top. And thank you. In the last vlog, I was talking about my seat belts that I installed up in the front and how I'm trying to create this passenger seat where the whole seat comes out but it has a belt on it, but it's safe. I got the belts from Mill Supply and I welded this steel frame up, but it's not quite done yet. I was saying in the last video that I wanted to add like a ratchet strap or something to the top to keep it still and in place. So when I posted the video, my friends over at Mill Supply saw it and they said, you know what, we actually sell a part for that. So this is a product that is made for step vans. This goes on the bottom of the seat, and then there's an eye hook you put into the floor of the truck that you put this on here. So that way, if God forbid the truck would end up sideways or upside down, it would keep the seat from flying out. And it's just a quick disconnect to remove it. They sent me two of them, one to do that with, which is better than the current jury rig situation I have going on. Someone had done before me with a bolt. And then I can use the other one and I can attach it to the top mount that I created and then mount it to the truck. So this will give me a solid point to actually connect the upper seat belt, almost like extending the upper seat belt to the truck itself. But then when I want to remove the seat it shows, I just have to undo this hook. So I'm super excited to put that in. And thank you so much from Mill Supply for helping make my whatever family member of mine is going to ride in that seat safe, because that's probably who it's going to be, you know? Even if it wasn't, I want anybody to be safe that's over there. Well, that'll wrap this episode up. Have a great weekend and I'll see you soon. Be good.